Hello dear learners, I am Chetna Khanna, PGD Computer Science. Today, through this video program, we will learn about structure, typedef and enumerated data type. Our objective today is to learn to declare and use a structure, initialize and access members of the structure using structure variable, explain the concept of nested structure, passing structure as an argument, explain typedef statement in a program, define enum statement and use it. Suppose we want to create a program to accept details of a student, say roll number, name and percentage. How will we go about it? I am sure you must be thinking that we will create three variables, one for holding roll number, second for name and third for percentage. But what if we have to accept data of 50 students? Then we will have to declare 50 variables for roll numbers, 50 variables for name and 50 variables for percentage. That makes the program very complex. I am sure some of you must be suggesting, why not use an array? Yes, we can use an array. We can create three arrays, one for roll number with size 50 that will hold roll numbers of 50 students, similarly for name and for percentage. But then accessing detail of one student would be a difficult job. We can use structures in this case. Structure is a user-defined data type. Unlike array, it can store heterogeneous data. Heterogeneous means it can store elements of different data types. Structure is a user-defined data type because we can define it as per our requirements. It is a collection of variables of similar or different data types under a single name. We use the keyword struct to declare a structure, followed by the structure name. The members of the structure are declared within the curly braces. We write the member name preceded by the data type. Every member declaration is ended by a semicolon and the structure as well is ended by a semicolon, informing the compiler that the structure has been declared. You can see we have an example. We have created a structure for student which has three data elements, roll number, name, percentage. As you can see, roll number is an integer, name is a character array of size 20 and percentage is of type float. So you can see that we have three different data types combined under one single name, that is student. When we declare a structure, the memory is not allocated to the structure. For example, when we are using a variable say a of type integer, we have to write int and then we write a so that we can use this integer. Similarly, for a structure, we need to create a structure variable. The syntax is same. You write the name of the structure and then followed by the variable name. Here we have declared a structure variable s of type student. In the second example, you are seeing that the structure name has been avoided because the structure variable has been defined just after declaring the structure. Now, how is memory allocated to a structure variable? Well, a structure variable, as we have discussed, consists of elements of different data types. In our case, we have taken the structure student which had three elements, roll number, the name and the percent. So, as you can see in the figure that the variable name s is referring to the entire block that consists of these three variables, roll number, name and percent. Roll number being an integer is occupying 2 bytes. Student name being a character array is occupying 20 bytes. Percentage being a float is occupying 4 bytes. So, when we want to see the size of the structure variable, we can use size of operator, and when we are seeing the size of operator here, it is returning 26. That is the total of roll number, S name and percent. That is 2 plus 20 plus 4, that makes it 26 bytes. It is important that you note here that the storage size of integer data type is 2 or 4 or 8 bytes depending upon the compiler. Now, after we declare a structure, we have to define or initialize the structure variable. If we want to initialize a structure variable with some values, we have to do it at the time of declaration of the variable itself. For example, we have the structure student and the variable stud. It has 3 values, 1 for roll number, Talim for the S name and 89.0 for the percentage. It is important that you note that all these values are to be provided in curly braces followed by a semicolon. After initializing a structure, this thought must have come into your mind that how many initialization we need to do. Supposing we require around 20 students, we would not initialize for 20 students. We would want to accept data from the user. For that, we have to access member of a structure. So, how do we access member of a structure? The member of a structure can be accessed using the dot operator. So, what do we write? How do we write it? The syntax is the structure variable name, dot and then the member name. As shown here, the structure variable name was S and we wanted to access, supposing S name, we would write S dot S name. For percent, we would write S dot percent. For roll number, we would write S dot roll number. Here we have a program that is going to show how a structure variable can access its data members. In this program, we have created a variable S and we are accepting roll number, name and percentage from the user through the cin statement. As you can see, we have used S dot RNO, which we have discussed in the previous slide, to get data from the user for the variable S and the data member RNO. The output is shown on the right side, where you can see that the program has now executed and is accepting student data. Next, again we have used a program wherein we want to display that the child is eligible for scholarship if he or she is scoring more than 75. So again, when we are using condition, we have to access the member. How do we access? We access by writing the structure name dot the member name. But in this case, we are talking about more than one student. For accepting data of more than one student, we are in this program declaring a structure variable S as an array that will hold data of 50 students. Now, to access this array, we can use a loop here where we are starting from 0, moving on till the value the user enters, and then while accepting through cin statement, we write structure variable square brackets I dot the member name. Here square bracket I indicates the index of that particular element. Now, we move on to nested structures. It is also possible to have a structure within a structure. As shown in this example, we have a structure student wherein we had already declared roll number, name and percentage. But now we want to include date as well. Now, date in itself can be treated as a structure which has 3 elements: day, month, year. So, here we have first created the structure DOB, that indicates date of birth, and after that in the structure student we have declared the structure variable date. The syntax is the same, structure name followed by the variable name. So, it is DOB space date and semicolon. Like a structure variable is initialized, similarly we can also initialize a nested structure. To initialize a nested structure, we write the following statement as mentioned. Student S, this is the variable S, is equal to curly bracket on the first value, that is roll number, second value, that is Vigyan, the name, third is our nested structure, that is our date of birth, date. So, since it comprises of 3 variables, that is day, month and year, so we again start a curly bracket and provide the value for day, month and year respectively as mentioned in the figure, followed by the percentage. Then we close the curly brackets and put a semicolon. The inner braces are required to separate the values, although it is ignored by the compiler, but for us also, for readability, we are able to understand that this is a nested structure. Now, when we are accessing a nested structure, in the previous example, we had discussed how to initialize a structure variable that contains another structure within it. But when we want to access a nested structure, we need to apply dot operator twice. As shown through this marker, here we have accessed date of birth structure. And how are we accessing the variables here? We are writing S, that is our main structure variable name. Then we write date, that is the nested structure variable name, followed by the element name, that is month, day or year. Here we are writing it as S dot date dot month. We can also say that S, then date, then month in the order of their appearance. So, we have S dot date dot month. We can also assign structures using equal to operator, but it is important that you understand that a structure variable can only be assigned in a structure variable that is of same type. As we had discussed that structure is a user defined data type, so there can be multiple structures in a program, but then when you want to assign one structure to another, please ensure that both of them belong to same type. As shown in this figure, we have created one structure variable S1, the another E that belongs to some structure EMP, and then another variable S which has been initialized, 23 Vigyan, that we had done earlier. Now, if we write E equals to S, this will raise an error as shown in the figure where it says that it cannot convert student to EMP. This error is raised because E belongs to EMP type and S belongs to student, hence it is not allowed and is incorrect. Whereas in the second example you can see we have assigned S1, which is another variable for structure student, the variable S, which again is a variable of structure student, and here you can see that there is no error. Structures can be returned by a function as well. Structures can be accepted by a function. As shown in this figure, you can see that get data is a function, and before that you can see that student is written, that is the name of the structure. That means that this function is going to return a variable of type student. Hence, you can see in the end that we have a return statement, that is S, which is a variable of structure student. In the example shown in the right, we are here displaying data and the name of the function is display data. Here the brackets contain student S, it contains an argument. So, this student S again signifies that S is a structure variable that is being passed to the function display data, and then the data is being accessed by using dot operator. A structure variable thus can be passed to a function or returned from a function. Next is typedef. Typedef provides an alternative name for a standard data type. This means that, for example, in my program, I have created many variables and I remember the variable names. I remember student 1, I remember student 2, I remember EMP1, I remember EMP2, maybe any other variable name. But I don't remember which structure name does that particular variable name belong to. How easy would it be if I could use the variable names to declare another variable of similar type. For that, we use typedef. The syntax for creating typedef is typedef followed by existing data type, space, and then the new data type. As shown in the example here, we had created a structure variable s for the structure student. Now, since I have written typedef before the statement, I can now create as many variables possible with just the variable s as the data type name, because it has been type defined now, and whenever I write s space stud, that means that stud is actually a variable of the structure student itself. Another example, typedef float real. Now real is of type float, and in my program anywhere if I write real space the variable name, that means that amount is of type float. Next we have enumerated data type. Like structures, enumerations are also user defined data type. They consist of integral constants. As shown in the example in the right, we have created a enum with the name as traffic light. This enum consists of 3 members, red, orange, green. We have 3 members and all these members by default are assigned a value. Red is assigned 0, orange 1 more than red, and green 1 more than orange. But if we want to change the values, we can do it as it has been already shown in this program that red has been assigned a value 1. So, the 0 value is overridden and we have 1 as the value for red. Automatically orange will be given a value 2 and green will be given a value 3. This program here is trying to illustrate that you cannot assign any other value other than the elements of the enum. As shown through this red box in the program, we have written T1 equals to yellow, but this will give an error because there is no such member in the enum traffic light, hence it cannot be assigned to T1. Similarly, here in the second statement, you have been given T1 equals to red, which is absolutely correct because red is a member of the enum traffic light. So, the permissible values are red, orange and green. Here another example we are taking just to show that what values are being assigned. We have used a for loop here. Now, here the enum traffic light as discussed in the previous slide has 3 members red, orange and green. Red is 1 that we had assigned the value, orange will be automatically 2 and green 3, but here we are illustrating it through an example. I am using a for loop, and with for loop I am writing I is equal to red, I less than equal to green. It is very important to understand that this red and green are not strings, they are integral constants, integer constants that have an integer value associated with them. That is why red and green have not been put in double quotes. And you can see the output is 1, 2 and 3. Through this video program, today we have learned to define and use structures, create nested structures and access them, pass structure variable to a function, return structure variable from a function, assign structures using equal to, use typedef to create a new data type from an existing data type, and create and use enum. Thank you.
पच्चीस साल का लंबा सफर और लाखों लोगों के चेहरों पर खिलती मुस्कान, गर्व और गरिमा से जीने की प्रेरणा देती मुस्कान, आत्मसम्मान और विश्वास से पैदा हुई मुस्कान। इन खिलते चेहरों पर ये मुस्कान आई है शिक्षा के जरिए। ये मुस्कान आई है नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग यानी NIOS के जरिए। नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग या राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान, इस संस्थान का एक बड़ा उद्देश्य है आम आदमियों के जीवन को बेहतर बनाना। ऐसे लोग जिनके लिए शिक्षा एक दूर का सपना है या वे बच्चे जो परिवार की रोजी रोटी कमाने के लिए बीच में ही स्कूल छोड़ने पर मजबूर हो जाते हैं। NIOS ऐसे बच्चों और बड़ों को दोबारा शिक्षा से जुड़ने का मौका मुहैया कराता है ताकि वे एक बेहतर जीवन जी सकें। 1989 में स्थापना के बाद NIOS ने देश के लाखों बच्चों और वयस्कों को बेहतर शिक्षा से जोड़ा है। इनमें हर उम्र, हर पृष्ठभूमि, हर जाति, हर मजहब और हर क्षेत्र के लड़के लड़कियां, महिलाएं और पुरुष शामिल हैं। बढ़ई से लेकर पायलट, डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, बेकर और दर्जी तक NIOS कोशिश कर रहा है सबको शिक्षित और सशक्त बनाने की, चाहे वो असम के दूर दराज इलाके में रहने वाला हो या फिर मुंबई जैसे महानगर का। NIOS ने अपनी मौजूदगी हर जगह दर्ज कराई है। NIOS ने शिक्षा की परंपरागत सोच को ही बदल दिया है। वो पढ़िए जो हम पढ़ाते हैं की जगह NIOS की नई सोच है, हम वो पढ़ाते हैं जो आप पढ़ना चाहते हैं। इस नई सोच ने लोगों को आगे बढ़ने और NIOS के साथ जुड़ने के लिए प्रोत्साहित किया है। शिक्षा उपलब्ध कराने के मामले में NIOS किसी सीमा को नहीं मानता, उम्र की सीमा को भी नहीं। चंडीगढ़ के गणेश के लिए भी NIOS एक वरदान साबित हुआ। NIOS शारीरिक रूप से अक्षम बच्चों को भी बेहतर शिक्षा मुहैया कराने के लिए पूरी तरह प्रतिबद्ध है। ऐसे बच्चों के लिए शिक्षा न केवल रोजगार के द्वार खोलती है, बल्कि उन्हें आत्मविश्वास और गर्व के साथ जीना भी सिखाती है। NIOS खेल के इन सितारों को उनकी सुविधा और समय के अनुसार बेहतर शिक्षा उपलब्ध कराता है। मेरी कॉम, सोमदेव देववर्मन, देविका रेबेका पल्लिकल, अरमान इब्राहिम, प्रद्युमन प्रकाश और अमयजोत सिंह। NIOS सीमा पर खड़े उन प्रहरियों को भी शिक्षा से लाभान्वित करता है जो देश की सुरक्षा के लिए अपनी जान की बाजी लगाने से भी नहीं चूकते। सच तो ये है कि NIOS की पहुंच हर ओर रहती है, चाहे वो दूर दराज के आदिवासी हो या जेल की कोठरी में बंद कैदी या फिर ग्रामीण और शहरी क्षेत्रों के गरीब निवासी। देश में कहीं भी कोई भी व्यक्ति, स्त्री, पुरुष, लड़का, लड़की, अमीर, गरीब शिक्षा से वंचित न रहे। राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान का यही मिशन है।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान पूरे देश में शिक्षा के साथ साथ कौशल विकास के क्षेत्र में बहुत सारे कोर्सेज दे रहा है। लगभग 100 से ज़्यादा कोर्सेज हैं। हम दूर दराज के गांव में अपने संस्थान बनाते हैं और वहाँ के बच्चों को, वहाँ के बच्चियों को, वहाँ के वयस्कों को हुनर के क्षेत्र में शिक्षा पहुँचाते हैं। आपको जानकर खुशी होगी कि अब हम आर्ट्स, साइंस, कॉमर्स जिन क्षेत्रों में 12वीं का सर्टिफिकेट दिया जाता रहा है, अब हम हुनर के क्षेत्र में, वोकेशनल एरिया में भी 10वीं और 12वीं का सर्टिफिकेशन करेंगे। तो वो बच्चे जो कृषि से जुड़े हुए हैं, कारपेंट्री से जुड़े हुए हैं या दूसरे क्षेत्रों से जुड़े हुए हैं, वो अपने ही क्षेत्र में काम करेंगे, सीखेंगे, हुनर पैदा करेंगे अपने में और सर्टिफाइड भी होंगे कि वो सर्टिफाइड कृषक हैं, खेतिहर हैं। तो आज तक जो हमारे देश में ये सोच रही है कि आप 12वीं पास तभी कहे जाएंगे जब भूगोल, अर्थशास्त्र, भौतिकी ये पढ़ेंगे, अब ये समय बदल गया है। ITI में जितने बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, लगभग 18 लाख बच्चे हर साल दाखिला लेते हैं। अब हम उनको सर्टिफिकेशन करेंगे।
NIOS अपने छात्रों को माध्यमिक स्तर पर 26 और उच्च माध्यमिक स्तर पर 19 विषयों का विकल्प देता है। पढ़ाई किस माध्यम से करनी है, इसमें भी आपको लचीलापन मिलेगा। माध्यमिक स्तर पर ही 7 भाषाओं के अलग अलग माध्यमों का विकल्प मौजूद है। शैक्षणिक कार्यक्रमों के अलावा 86 वोकेशनल शिक्षा कार्यक्रम भी उपलब्ध हैं, जो छात्रों को कामकाजी दुनिया के लिए तैयार करते हैं। वोकेशनल प्रशिक्षण को अधिक सुदृढ़ बनाने के लिए NIOS ने ITDC, सिस्को, इंडियन मेडिकल एसोसिएशन जैसे कई सरकारी और गैर सरकारी संस्थानों के साथ भागीदारी स्थापित की है। आज लाखों छात्रों के लिए अपनी पसंद का स्कूल है राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान यानी नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग। NIOS ने एक लंबा सफर तय किया है, लेकिन मंजिल अभी दूर है। निरंतर विकास और नवीनीकरण के लिए NIOS सदैव प्रतिबद्ध है। शिक्षा का उद्देश्य महज रोजगार जुटाना ही नहीं है, बल्कि स्वयं को सशक्त बनाना भी है। NIOS लाखों छात्रों के लिए यही आत्मसम्मान दिलाने में जुटा है। लाखों लोगों के लिए एक आशा और उम्मीद है। नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग। शिक्षा सबके लिए, कहीं भी, कभी भी।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, संसाधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की